Good morning, my dear students. In the previous class, you have learnt about verbs, singular and plural. As in nouns, we have singular and plural forms. The verbs also have singular and plural forms. If the subject in a sentence is singular, the verb must also be singular. And if the subject is plural, the verb must also be plural. So you all have learned that. Today we'll learn about tense. We'll learn about tense. Chapter 15 of your grammar book. Tense indicates the time of an action. What is that? Tense indicates the time of an action. Okay. There are three main forms of tense: past tense, present tense, and future tense. Here you just see the examples. Present tense, that means now or today. I study English in general. Okay, I study English. That means every day you do. Okay, and past is I studied English. Before I studied English, that is over. And future, that is going to come. That is likely to take place. I will study English. We are using will here for future tense. So there are three main forms of tense. Okay, present tense, an action in the present time. Past tense expresses an action in the past, and future expresses an action likely to take place in future. Future means in coming days, tomorrow, day after tomorrow, okay, next week, like that. So students will learn the three forms of tense of verbs be, do and have. Okay, be, do and have we will learn today. So these tables I have taken from your book itself, from your grammar book. Very nicely it is given there. So verb be. You have already learnt about verb be, isn't it? Its forms you have learnt. Now today we will learn in the tense form, that is present tense, past tense and future tense. We will do in the simple present tense. Okay, simple present tense with the subject, how it changes. You must note that how with the subject. These are the subjects: I, we, you, he, she, it, they. These are the subjects. Okay, and this side, these are the verbs. How the forms of be verbs changes along with the subjects. I am, we are, you are, he, she, it. For he, she, it we use is. Sorry. They are. In the past tense, am becomes was. I was. It's in the past tense. We were. You were. He, she or it was. They were. In the future tense, what do we use? We use will or shall. Will or shall and the base form of the verb. What is the base form of this verb? Be. Isn't it? So, I shall be. Nowadays, we also use will. I will be. Okay, you can also use I will be. or I shall be. We will or shall be. He, she, it, they, we use will be. He will be, she will be, it will be, they will be. Okay? So these are the forms of be verb in the simple present tense, simple past tense and simple future tense. So let's come to verb do. Verb do. So sometimes you must have noticed, sometimes we write do, sometimes we write does, isn't it? So what is the difference? Does is the singular form of verb, of do. Okay? It is a singular form and do is the plural form. But with I, we always use do. With you, even if it is singular, we use do. So I do, we do, you do, he, she, it is singular, so we use does. They do. In the past tense, it becomes did. Okay, for do also it becomes did. Does also it becomes did. So I did, we did, you did, he, she, it did, they did. Okay? And in the future tense, we use the main form of the verb. What is the main form? Do. And we just add will or shall. Shall we use with I and we, and will with the other nouns or pronouns. So I shall be or shall do or will do, we shall do or will do, he will do, she will do, it will do, they will do, you will do. So it becomes easy, isn't it? Only you must remember the present tense. It changes. We write does with the singular form. Okay, with the singular form, with the singular subjects, we use does, except I and you. Okay, that is third person singular. If you can remember it that way, it is very good. It is third person singular, we use does. Next comes verb have. So have verb, sometimes we use have, sometimes has, and in the past tense it is always had. And in the future, will have or shall have. So in the simple present we have I have, we have, you have. In the same way, see this third person singular, we have has. We use has. That is, this is a singular verb. Has is the singular verb. They have. For past tense, no problem. For has, also the past form is had. Have also, the past form is had. So I had, we had, you had, he had, she had, it had, they had. And in the future tense, we use the main form, main verb form. What is that? Have, and we add will or shall. That is, I shall have or will have, we shall have or will have. We can use both, okay, shall or will. He will have, she will have, it will have, they will have, and you will have. Okay, is it clear? You can go through the book also, students. Now, let's come to the exercises. Fill in the blanks with the different forms of be as directed. Okay, directed means what? In the bracket it's given number 1, it is given simple past. In the simple past tense, so what will you use? As a student, I, what is the subject? I. So I, what do we use with I? Am, isn't it? I am good in studies. But here you have to use in the simple past tense. See, simple past. So am becomes was. So what will be the answer? As a student, I was good in studies. In the simple past tense you need to use. So in that way you need to do all. Okay, you can do it in your book itself. Number 2, you dash in Bhopal next week. So what is directed? You need to write in simple future tense. So what we do in simple future tense? We use will or shall, isn't it? So it is you here. So what will you use? Will, and will plus main form of the, that is base form of the verb. What is the base form? Be. Be is the base form. It's already given here in the question. So you will be in Bhopal next week. Number 3, simple present tense. In simple present tense you need to use. So subject is I. What will you write here? Am, isn't it? I am Rajiv's best friend. So students, you need to do till 8. Okay, as it is given in the bracket what tense you need to use, it's given, and the verb you have to use is be. So I hope you'll be able to do it. Let's come to exercise B. Fill in the blanks with the different forms of have. Now it is have. Okay, have verb as directed. In the same way, first one is you need to write in simple present tense. So Sonia. How many forms you have of have? Have and has. Past tense is had. So where do we use has? With singular, isn't it? With singular nouns or pronouns, that is singular subjects, we use has. So Sonia is singular. What will you use? Has. Sonia has a diamond ring. It should be in the present tense, so it will be has. Second one, you need to write in simple past tense. So past is one only, had. They had porridge last night. Number 3, you need to write in future tense. So what will you do? Will and base form of the verb, that is have. Will plus have. So the dogs will have a new home. So students, I hope you'll be able to do the rest in the same way. Number C, do. We will have to use do. Do verb. In first one is in simple present tense. So what is the singular form of do? Verb do, does, isn't it? D-O-E-S, does. So Richa is singular. What will you write? Does. It should be present tense, so does. Richa does the work on her own every day. Second one is simple past tense. So simple past tense, no problem. Only one form is there, did. D-I-D, did. So number 2, they did well in their exams last year. Third one is simple future tense. Same thing, will plus base form of the verb. What is the base form? Do. She promised that she will do her homework in time. So rest once you do yourself. Now number D, this is the last exercise. Fill in the blanks using the different forms of be, have or do. So I hope you'll be able to do it. Let's do the first 3 here. Okay, others you attempt. Number 1, elephants dash big ears. So what will you write? Elephants have big ears. Number 2, it dash now 6 o'clock. So what will you write? It is, because it is now in the present form. It is now 6 o'clock. Number 3, Julia, it is singular. So singular verb we have to use. Julia has a new bag. Has. Julia has a new bag. So others you attempt by yourself. Okay. So if you want, we'll discuss the answers in the class. So one more thing, students, you bring your grammar book to school these days. Okay. Till we finish this tense chapters of tense, you bring the grammar book to school. Okay. So that's all for today. Have a good day.